Welcome back to the show. I am so excited to have my guest with me today because we have worked together for a long time. And this is the amazing Olivia Green, who runs now 2 businesses. She'll tell us a little bit more about her second in a moment. Her first business is North Side Speech Pathology. So she started it as a mobile speech pathologist, driving around in your car to lots of clients. And she's since gone on to grow it to a team of 13. As she will share shortly, she also has started a second business, which I'm really excited to share more with you as well about today. I absolutely love Liv's approach. And the reason is that she's a mum of 2. She's obviously running 2 businesses. She really prioritizes her health. I love that I'm talking about you and you're just like sitting here going, God, I sound amazing.
That's nice. Yeah, thank you.
And her husband also has a really high velocity career as well. And what I really adore about Liv, and I think it's not celebrated enough, is just the quiet achieving. It's steady, it's grounded, it's consistent strategic expansion. So I'm so excited to have you today to talk about a little bit about the behind the scenes of how you have gone on to build what you have built over the last, is it 6 years?
6 years, yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
That's all, Olivia. Wow. Amazing. So the first thing I'd love for you to share with everyone, if you don't mind, is, can you take us back to those early days that we talked about? You as the mobile speech pathologist, you had no office. Your car pretty much was your office back then. What was life like back then? And you just had your first child as well when you started the business. Yeah. Can you give us a bit of a before shot of what life looked like back then?
Yeah, so when I started, my son Frankie, he was 4 months old. And then I started because I was reading a blog or something about a speech pathologist, and she had a clinic at her home, which is now, don't really want that. But anyway, and she was saying that she was always present with her kids. Like if they needed some, they had their school assembly, she could arrange things around that. If they had whatever, they were sick or something, she could be there. And I thought, wow, that sounds good. I had this little baby and I was like, maybe I'll give it a try. I don't know anything about business. I've got this like applied science degree. I'm really passionate about working with kids and families, but other than that, I'm just giving it a crack. And then, I used to go and I had these clients, I'd go see them at their house or their school or preschool, and I'd drive around in the car. And then I also was still breastfeeding my son. So I would, on the day that I worked, would have his day off, my husband, and then come with us, and I would go to their house and do the session. And then in between, I'd breastfeed him in the car. Or do
the things we do.
Yeah. And then they would go to they were also in kind of strange suburbs, not near our house. So we'd have this day on the road together, and they would go to these strange like cafes or parks while I worked, and then we would do it like that. Yeah. So it seems like such a distant memory now, but I guess it was a good start.
Yeah. And I can imagine at the time it felt really full on. So our daughter, our eldest Lexi, refused to take the bottle for the first 3 months that I tried to take the bottle. I went back into the business 3 days a week when she was 4.5 months old. And oh my God, the stress of keeping that child breastfed.
Yes.
It was so intense. Our nanny or Wage used to have to bring her in. I was at WeWork at the time and they had a breastfeeding room, thank God. So I would just feed her. And then I'd have to be home by 3 o'clock for her mid-afternoon feed. It was a whole thing. So yes, I see you.
That was it. Yeah.
I'd love to ask you something I've been really pondering lately. I've just written a new ebook and it's all around the 11 decisions that I have seen the women I mentor make in order to move from doing, 6 figures and 5, 6, even 7 day weeks to running a 7-figure business in a 4-day week. So I've been really kind of obsessing about the decisions that we choose to make as founders since I've been kind of knee deep in that work at the moment. What do you see as the key decisions that took you to where you are now? And I guess for everyone's benefit, we've already mentioned you've got 13 clinicians in the clinic. You've obviously got a clinic now, an actual physical space as well. What do you see as the key, maybe 2 to 3 decisions that you have made to get you to where you've gotten? Because that's a pretty big jump in just 6 years. From cruising around your car into random suburbs to having a very established business. Like it really has grown quite very steadily, but also quite quickly.
Yes, I think it surprised me a lot. Obviously, I didn't have very big expectations at the start, but the decisions, I think definitely investing into learning and growth has been a big part for me. Yeah. So I yeah, as I said, I don't have any business degree. I don't know. They don't teach you that at speech pathology course.
And you don't come from a business background either, like your parents. Yeah,
so it's not... that's something, from my perspective, you need to learn those things if you're going to be a good business owner. Obviously, you need to grow and keep learning as you go. So I think investing into that, and I remember our first mentoring session, which would have probably been a year after, maybe.
You were still mobile at the time.
That's right. I actually just found there's a piece of paper that you drew on. It was a big sort of
I remember it
chart.
so clearly.
Yeah, I just found it the other day when I was cleaning up my
Did
desk.
you?
Yeah, I've still got it.
Oh,
and
I wish you brought it in. I'd love to see it.
I should
Bring it to the next Bold Darling Day. I'd love to see it.
It's got, I guess, it's not fully exactly that, but it's quite close now where we are to that, which was just a total out there drawing of dreams at that stage.
I remember that session so well. So Olivia came and we did our mentoring session at my kitchen table. I love how our businesses have grown alongside each other. It's really special. But I remember your face as I was introducing these different ideas and I guess opening up the potential for what this business could be. And your eyes were like saucers, like, really? I could do that? And I know over the years that we've been working together, there's certain moments that you've kind of updated me and said, oh, I did the thing. Like, I did the thing on the piece of paper. So
yes. That's exciting. So I think lots of learning and also
investing in that growth and educating yourself on what you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that was a big step, like investment-wise, and kind of I felt like, I've just got my little business. Should I really be getting a, business mentor or doing those things? But when you take the step, I feel like there's a lot of fruit from that.
Yes.
Stepping out and going to that next level in terms of learning and training.
Yeah. Any other key decisions that you feel you've made?
Another one, I guess, on a whole, is just I've really decided to focus on the team, the quality of the team.
Yes.
Which I think is your biggest asset. And I've learned that you don't want to, it's better to miss a winner than pick a loser. In terms
I've never heard that. I love that.
Yeah, that's my dad. He told me that. So when I'm hiring people, I've just found that you're better to let one go that you're not sure about than have those ones that maybe don't represent your business well or they don't grow with you and they're not invested. But when you find the people that are your people, that's where you can really get to a new place. Because on your own, well, I guess in my sense, on your own, you're limited. You need the team to move forward. Yeah.
Particularly in an allied health business where your income is your time. So one of the only ways really to scale an allied health business is either to build out a whole online presence or to have other people coming in with you. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. What do you see as, and you may have already touched on this a little bit, I talk a lot, as you know, about the fact that we need an internal shift before there's an external shift. What do you see, and I've got a theory on this for you, but what do you see as the biggest internal shift that you had to make in order to make the external shifts, like building up this incredible team, having this beautiful space, which I know you just was it 2 years ago you doubled the space in the clinic? A year ago. So what do you see as those internal shifts, or I guess those beliefs you needed to shift or change, or a new vision that you needed to create in order to believe that all that was possible? Because you sitting at my kitchen table all those years ago would have probably died if you had seen where you're at now.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's been very unexpected and I've been really excited it's actually been such a fun journey for me and learning and growing. I've really enjoyed the whole process. But then I think there's definitely some uncomfortable moments and so I feel like a shift is that you're out there giving it a go and sometimes it won't work, but there's always a workaround, I think, and you can grow and learn from those things that maybe you feel didn't go so well or those blocks that you have if you keep on trying and, take different strategies and options.
I guess, and just add a layer to what you're saying, it's that if the shit hits the fan or there's, you make a mistake or things don't pan out like you expected to, it's starting to almost lean back into your own resilience and knowing that it's okay, we can move through this. Because I do think so many entrepreneurs, either they close up their businesses altogether or they play really small because they haven't developed that resilience to deal with the knocks when they do happen. And as you said, those uncomfortable moments.
Yes. But what were you going to say?
I think for you, it's the sense of possibility. It's almost that vision I have of you sitting against the window in my pub, like 5 houses ago, given how much we move. And just you going, you think this is possible? Like you leaned in and you said, you think this is possible? And it was really beautiful. I don't mean this in a patronizing way at all. It was almost childlike. Your sense of wonder at, wow, that could be me? It was really beautiful. So I think there's something around you, almost like taking the mental handbrake off to say, this could be so much more tan me cruising around in my car. Yes. And I think particularly when we started to put numbers to what you wanted to do.
That's right, yes.
You went, oh, what? It was so super fun. It was really lovely to be part of that with you, of expanding that vision for what this business could be. And I know you and I had a huge day. It was about 3 years ago. And you said, I think maybe you brought the piece of paper to that meeting room, because we were at a meeting room now, not the kitchen table.
That's right.
And you said, like, I've done most of this.
Yes.
And then we mapped this whole other next 5-year vision, which is really magnetic and exciting and probably slightly terrifying.
Yeah.
As well, in scale. And I really love something, as I've already mentioned in the intro about you, is that you're not someone who chases the big flashy, hey, look at us, we're doing this and we're doing, 100K launches or whatever it might be. You're very much a quiet achiever. And I really admire that in you, because I think the flashy gets celebrated so much, and that incredible just day in, day out, showing up, growing, dealing with the knocks, moving forward. I think it's very under-celebrated in entrepreneurship circles. Why does that model work for you, of that consistent, steady growing?
So one of the big sort of shifts for me going to that model was I had a realization that if on my own I could impact so many families and help them in their journey with their child with their disability or their whatever they're going through. But then if I have a team, we can increase our impact. So maybe I could help 25 kids a week if I worked full time. With 5 of us, we could help 100. Yes. So, we can impact more people in that model, which we've developed, that is very family centered and very, I think it's really about celebrating those kids who have difficulties and who are maybe neurodivergent or facing different things. So along with that, I think the steady growth just fits into my sort of philosophy of just we're steadily building to help those families and to keep I always wanted to keep that family vibe at the clinic. I don't want us to be a big 15-room clinic where it feels very medical and it feels that we're just churning through numbers and getting trying to have a business model, although it is a business and I want it to be successful. So I think that kind of steady growth fits in with that philosophy.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, if you think of it a family, it's not like you double your family overnight. It's a slow and steady growth. Some people do.
Yeah.
You hear these stories of people who they had 2 kids and then they go for the third and they end up having twins or triplets.
Oh, goodness.
Maybe people like that too.
Yeah.
But I love that, because there's an incredible psychic called Helen Jacobs, and she always said to me when we were working together, so she was my mentee and she was my psychic and I was her mentee. Whatever. Yes, I was mentoring her. And she always said that a business has a soul of its own and it's got a whole purpose of its own. And for us as founders, it's our role almost to birth that soul out into the world and see where that business wants to go. So I really love that you have built the business in a way that's aligned with your values and kept that vision for the business front and center. Yes. And also what the client experience, what you want that to be and what you want the team experience to be as well. Can we flip to personal efficiency and all of the things for a sec? So as I've already mentioned, you're a mum of 2. Your husband has a really high intensity career, which takes him away and quite a bit. Something I love about you as well, you also really prioritize your fitness. So you're into, is it High Rocks you do?
Yes.
High Rocks?
Yes.
She's into High Rocks.
Yes.
How do you actually blend all of that? And of course, it's a business and you've layered in the second concept as well, which we'll chat about shortly. How do you put all that together? Because I think it's so easy to follow productivity hacks and what Insta influencers are doing and all of the things. What I'm really keen in this next season of the podcast to do is to uncover, what are real women like us doing?
Yes.
So what are the things that work really well for you? Because your kids are still quite young as well. We've got
2
similar
and
age
6.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think this is a big thing for me.
What keeps you sane? It's probably the simpler question.
Our mentoring that we've done together and working together in Bold Darling is that there's always that focus on the personal side of it, and that's what holds up the business, which is why I love being a part of all of those things. And I've learnt a lot about different systems to implement and how to make it all work. So it is kind of intense, I guess, when you really unpack it. But anyway, it works for us. So we do a lot of as you do, the weekly planning, mapping everything out. We have to have that meeting on a Sunday or Saturday.
Can I pause you there? We didn't do a weekly meeting this week.
Oh, terrible.
We did a monthly meeting on Monday afternoon, which is our new thing, and we're being super diligent with it. But we did the monthly meeting, and then we just kind of forgot to plan the week, and it was Foxville all week.
Exactly what happens to us.
It was so reactive.
To do it, don't you?
Both of us got up early one day, both thinking we were exercising in the morning. I feel like we almost need to do that every few months to forget to have the weekly meeting, just to realize how much we need it.
Yes, I know.
So important.
It does. I think it sounds like a lot when you discuss it, but then it works very well.
Yeah.
And just to both be on the same page, we've mapped out all the drop-offs, pickups, workouts, the whole thing before we start the week. It's all on a board in the kitchen.
Do you also map who's cooking? You do that as well.
Meals and cooking, all of the kids' activities, all the workouts, any other extra things that we're doing. We do the weekend as well. And I like to put in the fun things so you got something to look forward to.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then with the health thing, we have a system of, we both would go to the gym generally in the morning. Someone will go at 5:30. It's usually me because I'm better at getting up early. Yeah. The other person will go at 6:30, or if they're running, that might take longer. And then it works well with that system. But I think as well, we have a lot of fun, and our high rocks. I know people don't want to hear someone bang on about high rocks on a podcast, but last year we decided to have a couple hobby together because we wanted to do something fun that we could share that's outside of our business and our Will's job and all the, you spend so much time discussing with kids. Yeah, which is lovely.
And outside of logistics and housekeeping and all the co-parenting stuff. Yeah.
We thought, let's choose a hobby together, and somehow we chose High Rocks, which is this kind of fitness race that you do all of these things, and we trained.
Feels a bit like a cult.
I know.
When I see people into High Rocks.
Yeah, but it's good. Anyway.
It's a great hobby.
So we competed in July in Sydney, which was fun because we can't always train together, but then we could discuss it and we could, we got really into it, and it's nice to kind of share that fun activity if you think that's fun. And then we also went again in Melbourne in December. We went to compete there, and we took the family and we had a little weekend away, and we did our high rocks, and we beat our time by 10 minutes. So we were really
good,
happy.
Olivia.
We were laughing. Our son was like, "Mum, I don't care if you get a PB. I'm just so proud of you for doing it."
Sweet boy.
So sweet. So I think it's been it's also, I think, great to show the kids that we prioritize health, where, we're all doing this together and it's fun. It's part of what we do. So I think that's been nice, having a fun project. Now we're trying to choose our hobby for this year.
I was just going to ask, are you carrying High Rocks into 26
Well, we
are.
Because we enjoyed it so much, we will be doing it again. Will's doing a marathon in a few months, and which I said, no thanks, that's goes to draw the line. So I might do the half marathon, and then I think we might start getting tennis lessons. That might be our new.
You should
hobby.
get into paddle together. It is so. I am the least sporty person in the history of the world, and I love paddle. I'm crap at it, and I just love it. But Wade hates playing with me because on paddle there's an app called Platonic, which is where you book all your matches.
Wow, okay.
But he accidentally, when we were back in Ireland, it's global. So we were back in Ireland, and he's booking courts on Platonic, and it was he got myself and my sister and my brother-in-law up on it. So the four of us, we played 3 times, I think we were back in Ireland. But he didn't realise that he'd set them up as competitive matches because I am so shit. And we were on a team together. I dragged his score down by 0.5. He was so annoyed. But paddle's super fun.
Okay,
it's
well,
really
there
good.
You go. I'll ask Will.
Strong recommend. I'd love to talk to you a little bit about boundaries, because I know it's something that bounces up quite a bit in Bold Darling. It's something I speak to a lot with the one-on-one work that you and I have done as well. Can you think of any specific boundaries that you have put in place that has enabled you to grow the business in this very sustainable, healthy, steady way, but also to make all this beautiful stuff that you're making at home happen as well?
I guess there's some with people, the types of, I don't want to sound, that exclusive, but we usually would hang out with people who are kind of aligned with our way of life. And then I guess those other voices that might be negative or, you know, give different feedback, I probably wouldn't hang out with those kinds of people. So I'll be, in like under the surface, I'm quite selective about who I'm around for social things or for like who's coming around to our place or things like that, because I don't want to have every random's opinion on what's going on or their thoughts on my ideas and stuff like that. So that's, I
think that's as much as anything what you're saying. It's an energy management strategy, if anything, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then, I think all of the things that we do with our routines and everything is very much around energy management with our fitness and our health and sleep and
the fun that you talk about as well. That's so important for your energy. And we can't be in grinding mode all the time.
Yeah. So I think we've got a good systems in place to kind of support those boundaries for ourselves. Yeah.
Amazing. Love. Thank you. As something that I know about you, and one of the other reasons I really admire you and how you operate in business, is that you are such an executor. Like, you get stuff done. So I always know if I've had a one-on-one session with you, by the time the next session rolls around, you'll have done it. Like, you're such a shower. I call this shower-uppers in Bold Darling, where you're there so consistently. What are the things do you think that have helped you build that discipline to just get it done? Because it's not easy. You know, there's every excuse under the sun to, you know, that Will's work is busy, or the kids are so young, or clients needed some extra support this week. Where do you feel like that discipline comes from, and how do you cultivate it?
I think a few things. One of them is I have a lot of passion for what I'm doing, and when I compare to when I had a job beforehand, just being a speech pathologist, I really did work hard with my clients, and I loved like the clinical side of it. But then in between all of that, I just went for coffee all the time. I was out like getting lunch and just kind of faffing about, just enjoying myself. Whereas now that I'm trying to build something, I have a lot more drive in myself of wanting to make it happen and wanting to move things forward. So I think that's one element. And then I just love accountability. So I know for myself that if I get a coach or something, that I feel like the pressure to get the things done. And so that's why, again, the group or the mentoring, it pushes me to do those things that I need to do. So even with my High Rocks training, I have another coach that I go to, and then, I need to text him if I did my running properly or whatever, and it makes me do it.
Yeah.
So Will always says, like, you just love paying people to tell you what to do. I'm like, kind of.
Wade says about my coaches, he's like, you pay people to tell you not to do things, because I have so many ideas. So my coaches have been so helpful of, no, Lorraine, and back to the folks. I'm like, okay, thank you. So I love that. And I think we do thrive in that accountability. I've actually started, my coach hasn't even asked me to do it, but every Friday afternoon I send her a voice message with all the things that went really well during that week and the challenges that I'm currently working with. So we talk every 2 weeks, but it just means that, and I said to her last week, I said, this is actually more helpful for me because it makes me pause and reflect on the week. And then, I think we can get so caught up in the problems and the challenges that it helps me focus on all these things went really well.
Yes.
So I think accountability is so key, because essentially what happens with accountability is that someone else is expecting you to meet a certain standard, and then you want to, because you respect that person, you admire them. Yes. You want to be live that standard that you've committed to with them as well. You stepped into Bold Darling VIP last August. Yeah. I was so excited when I got that message from you saying yes. Actually, sorry, it was October, wasn't it? You stepped in a couple of months after.
Yeah, that's right.
It was October. What were you craving that you weren't managing to get on your own from stepping into that, particularly that group? Because obviously with VIP, there's one-on-one time with me, there's more intimate group, but it's mostly group. What were you craving that VIP, I guess that itch that VIP has scratched for you? Yeah,
I think it's been so good to have the other women, to learn about their businesses, and the group of women is so good, like they're inspiring. Amazing. They're all doing very different things. Yeah. But I love just hearing from them and getting... it's just really inspiring to be a part of that group and to feel like you're one of them as well. Yeah. It's a good feeling. Yeah. And I think all of the learning, obviously, I really like learning more about business, and then it just kind of, it shifts your thinking from where it is on your own, which you can't get that on your own, which I think is the biggest strength for me, is that or a biggest kind of takeaway is you're thinking about things and you're doing things in your own little space, but then you have a thought from outside or an idea from someone or something they're doing that just takes you to a new level that you would have never got to on your own.
So true. Because we almost like our thoughts are our own echo chamber, aren't they? We're just bouncing around in our own thoughts and also catastrophizing.
Yes.
So I often find, and I think you may have touched on this as well, in a Bold Darling group when people are talking about the challenges that they're experiencing or the growth potential or whatever it might be, and women just go, oh my God, it's not just me.
Yeah, that's a good
it's
feeling.
Like a sense of relief of going, okay, solidarity. If nothing else, we've got solidarity. What do you feel has changed since you stepped into the group about 6 months ago? Or 4 or 5 months ago?
I think it's giving me a lot more focus so there's a monthly focus.
Yes.
Which I just love that pattern. And that gives you, because there's so many different things you could focus on in your business. And it's always, there's a lot of balls in the air and you're trying to make it all happen, but you can kind of flounder in this, like doing all of the things at once and not really nailing them.
Yes.
But because there's a monthly focus, then it just gives you something to really zone in on, work on that for the month, learn about it, focus on it, put in some good systems, and then you can keep building on that.
Yeah.
So I've just really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Having that pattern and having structure.
Yeah. I'm so glad you've enjoyed that. Because I see my role within Bold Darling, it's almost be the translator for everyone. So rather than you having to go, so last month, for example, we had marketing month. We're just in the last week of marketing month at the moment. Next month, I was telling you, I just recorded the masterclass for next month. It's all around stress management. So I see my role in Bold Darling is to go and find out what do you absolutely need to know in that area and bring it back to you. And of course, we've got our brilliant experts each month as well, because there's so much information available. It's so overwhelming.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that. Almost like taking the mental heavy lifting out of it.
Yes, it's so good. Yeah.
I've got you. Can you tell us about Minds in Bloom? So you've just co-founded it very recently, and it just sounds like it's got this, I was saying to you this morning as we were chatting before we started recording, it just feels like it's got this amazing, very natural flow behind it and a lot of universal support as well. Can you tell us what it is?
Yes. So Minds in Bloom is a new collaboration with myself and with Stephanie Salazar, who is an instructional leader and a teaching consultant. So she has her own business in that space as well. But it's all about supporting neurodivergent students in the classroom by upskilling teachers and school leaders to be able to best support those students. So it's so exciting for us and we're super passionate about it. So we actually went to school together and then we didn't see each other for, I don't know, over 15 years. And then her daughter has a diagnosis of autism and she came to me for speech pathology.
Ah, got you.
And she also, we both have a Frankie. She's got a Frankie that's a girl, mine's a boy.
Well, we've got the same in his class. He says Frankie boy and Frankie girl. And he's got boy Harper and girl Harper as well. It's really cute.
I like those names.
Me too.
Yeah, so anyway, we've both got our Frankies and then I worked with Frankie and helped her speech. And I just loved Steph and her passion that she brings to teaching. And then one day I had this idea that we could, like, I would love to help support neurodivergent students in the classroom because for 15 years I've been going to these kids' schools, going to their classrooms, meeting their teachers, trying to upskill them in that one-on-one sort of space and advocating for them in their schools so that they can get the right support. But I thought, how could I increase the impact on this one by going more of like a top-down model, upskilling teachers and so that they can then bring that to all of their kids that they work with.
Yeah.
So I sent her this email late one night, which was like collab ? Because I thought I need Steph because she was a teacher and an assistant principal and does all this.
Yeah, it's like you're bringing the two worlds together between you.
I understand the clinical side, but then we're bringing it together. Yeah. So I emailed her, do you want to collaborate? And then she's obviously got huge amounts of passion about this. So here we go. Yeah. So it's very exciting.
I'm so excited for you. And you know,
yes,
you're a business owner, I'm a business owner. There's so many ideas that we could do and we could have. And what I absolutely love about what you're doing at Minds in Bloom is that it feels like the time is right. Like for you to do that 5 years ago, 4 years ago, it just would have added so much chaos.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like now, because you are so steady personally, you are so steady within the business, the team is doing so much of the kind of hands-on work within the business, that it actually seems like the perfect time for you to be expanding out to create even more impact. So I just want to congratulate you on that because I think a lot of people start these side hustles and it's just mental, and I just haven't got that sense from you at all. It just feels very calm, very considered, very strategic, and also very much a soulfully approach. Not going to try and change the world tomorrow, but just very similar to what you've done with your first business. Slow, steady, sustainable. So good.
Well, thanks.
Congrats. It's been really cool to hear how it's going.
Yeah.
It's quite fun to do something new as well, isn't it? When you started your first one 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It brings a fresh energy into the first business as well.
I think as well, the first business is very, it's a speech pathology clinic, allied health, that's been done. Like, we all know what we're building there.
Yeah, there's a playbook for that one.
Yeah. So that's lovely. I enjoyed that. But this one is very much creating something that's it's new. We don't know what it will become, really. We're just trying to help and support people. So it's kind of fun to create something different and new and see how you can best serve the people that you're offering it to.
And you'll learn so much about yourself as an entrepreneur as well in this building process and the creative process. And in collaboration, it's quite different in a few different ways.
Yes.
Like, it's not just your baby. You get to bounce ideas
which
off
is actually
with
really fun.
I'd
Having
say
another partner. Yeah. So we're just having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I want to ask you one last question. There are women listening to this right now who have been in my world. I started a new program last Tuesday, and I think 7 of those women had never worked with me before. I think they've listened to the show and they know who they are. Hi. They're listening right now. I think they've listened to the show since I started it 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And for whatever reason, they stepped in to this program this week. What would you say to someone who is kind of maybe tiptoeing around the edges of my world, is curious about getting involved, whether it's in Bold Darling, which obviously doors are opening very soon, but she hasn't moved yet. What would you say to her? And can I actually broaden that out to anyone who's considering investing in a mentor?
Yes.
Or coach? What would you say to someone who's sitting there?
I would say to take the step which is I had that exact same feeling. I remember we had a phone call, which was the step kind of before I signed up. Yeah. I think the kids were at the park. I was in the car at the park. And I almost didn't take the phone call, actually, because I thought
imagine we wouldn't be sitting here.
I know. Wow, this is all I hadn't really thought about this before just now. But anyway, I think I'm not sure how it worked, but I've signed up online somewhere through Instagram or something, and then I've signed up for this phone call, and then I thought, I really don't know if I'm at that stage yet. It's like, it's just me. Should I really get a mentor? I don't have a big business. Maybe I'm not the right, I guess.
It's almost like an imposter syndrome kicks in, isn't it? Yeah, sounds like it.
And then I thought, I'll just do the call with her and I'll say no. And then I've had that call at the car park of the park. I guess, you've obviously done a great job. And then I've thought, I've got to do it. And then, it's still just that feeling of like, this is a big step for me, and should I be taking it? But obviously I'm really glad now that I have done that, because I don't even know what I'd be doing really if I didn't.
Cruising around your car.
Yeah.
Just not breastfeeding, but yes, cruising around the car. Thank you. I am so glad you took the call, and I'm so glad we've had this incredible adventure for the last 5 years or so. It's been really special.
Yeah, it has been so good. So thanks so much.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Is there anything you feel like we've missed or you'd like to add that we haven't covered?
I think it's just been a really fun journey, and it's nice to have fun along the way and not take it, obviously it's your business, you take it seriously, but not to always be too hard on yourself and like serious about judging yourself or feeling insecure when everybody is just out there giving it a go. So I think it's good to step out.
I feel like someone really needed to hear what you just said.
Great.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for joining me today. And obviously I'll put all the details for Minds in Bloom and North Side into the show notes as well. Thank you so much for listening or watching if you're watching right now. So if you see yourself in Olivia, you see yourself in her story, a quick reminder that Bold Darling doors are opening next month. So I'll pop a link to the waitlist in the show notes, or you can just grab it. It's bolddarling.com/waitlist. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Olivia. It's been so special to have you, and I'll chat to you again next week.